Hello and welcome back. This is the classic Arby, a ship that I'll be giving away for free with all of its modules and rigs. All you need to do is leave a like and comment, and after 48 hours I will be picking out a winner. I might actually give away 3 of these ships, I don't know yet, because these ships are very powerful, they are very good, and they are excellent for fleets, excellent for PvP, overall a excellent overall ship. Okay, let's take a look at the ship's stats and bonuses. Now let me just find the window. Now, interesting enough, this ship has 4 skins, all of which look pretty good. Now, my favorite skin for this ship must be the Halloween one, because of the face that you have on the front. And also, it looks pretty good on the covertops variant of the ship. But my favorite skin for this particular ship has to be this one. It looks pretty good. Looks actually perfectly like a Amarr style ship. And the copper one is the last one. Okay, the advanced signal disruption bonus will give you plus 5% tracking disruption strength, plus 5% tracking disruption optimal range. So this ship can affect your enemy's turrets, and the advanced cruiser command bonus per level will give you plus 15% drone damage and plus 2 km drone control range. This is, after all, primarily a drone boat, and these bonuses so far are looking pretty good. Ship has 4 drones, 2 high slots, 3 medium slots, 4 low slots, 2 combat rigs, 2 engineering rigs. So far looking pretty good there. Cargo hold is an interesting number if we deduct that those 2 zeros. That's all I will say. This ship can do both a shield or armor tank. After the rebalance patch is out, it will be an excellent armor tank, but it can also do the shield tank. After all, Amarr ships have very powerful armors, while their shields aren't that good usually. The rest of the stats are nice. It is a fast warping ship. I think that's one characteristic of these Arbis. Now let me show you my fit. 333.70 DPS, that's not bad. It can be a lot higher if I change my high slot weapons. At the moment I am using medium missile launchers. They are perfectly fine for missions, for stories, and they have good range. 31.97 kilometer range, almost 32 kilometer range. That actually goes quite well with the drones. 1 web, 1 Nosferatu and a target painter, using Mark V hammerheads, afterburner, 1 hardener, 1 shield booster and 1 shield extender. On to the rigs. The rigs are also pretty good, and so far the price, all of these rigs actually went down in price a lot, so they are quite affordable while offering excellent performance. Not quite, a smart idea to use tier 3 rigs that cost more than the hull itself, so I decided to go with the tier 2 rigs. They are quite affordable for everyone, and they still offer fantastic performance. The price per performance ratio is actually amazing with these rigs. And well, the resistances and shield volume are looking pretty good. Of course, you can swap the shield extender with another harder, or you can swap the rigs to increase the shield volume. All of these combinations work perfectly fine, but in most cases I'll be orbiting away from any weapons, so this current fit will work perfectly fine. Okay, let's take a look at the active ship stats. Still 333.70 DPS. You can actually swap for drone damage amplifiers if you like. So far I haven't had the issue without those. Those are the shield resistances. The lowest res is on EM and thermal as expected, the highest on kinetic and explosive. I actually have more shield volume than armor volume, that's interesting. 887.11 meters per second afterburner speed might be slow, but you'll be orbiting away from enemy fire. Now let's take a look at that shield extender. How much volume do you get upon activating it? You get 2133 shield points after activating it, and 2133 is the passive effect as well. So once you activate this, you are going to get 2000 plus, and your shield volume would be around 7.3 thousand, which is pretty good. And again, I use the shield extender only for critical situations where my shield booster can't keep up. Okay, let's play around with this ship and let's see how it will perform. Now, this is a tier 6 ship and this is a tier 10 or a tier 9 mission, so it is way above the ship's recommended level. That's fine. Time to see how it will perform in this mission. This is a fit that both Alpha and Omega players can use without a problem. It is also quite a cheap ship to repair if you end up losing it. Insurance should be quite cheap. Actually, if you play for a long time now, you should have the insurance points from the login bonuses. So basically, you get free insurance for this ship. Its total price is literally under 60 million ISK. At this moment, that's really, really cheap. For its price, it performs actually quite well. Shield holding out quite well. I'm orbiting way out outside of those missiles. I might get closer a little bit, just to see how much damage I will take from these ships. With this ship you can easily do tier 6 storylines, you can easily do tier 8 storylines, both Alpha and both Omega can do it. Of course, you need to be careful despite the ship you're flying. I know some people who lost faction battleships in these storylines. It can be a tier 10, it can be a tier 8. Even faction battleships can get blown out in these missions, so you have to be very careful while doing them. The thing that matters the most in those cases, in those stories, is your own skill, how you know to pilot the ship, your tactics, and of course the build that you are using. And for its price, at the moment I am very happy with this ship. Now, this ship is on the same level, on the same rank as the Stabber Fleet. Stabber Fleet is one of the best cruisers in the game. It is, I think, a little bit cheaper than this one. It takes less skills to operate it properly because it uses turrets. Drones need a little bit more skills, and hopefully, I think the developers might change the available skills for alpha pilots. They might get access to the more advanced skills. That is pure speculation, something that happened in EVE Online at one point. Might happen here in this game as well. I really hope that that's the case, because currently alpha clones are quite limited. Of course, you can play as an alpha clone. This tactic will work quite well, and you shouldn't have any problems clearing any mission. Well, you will have a limit up to tier 6 or tier 7. These missions are way easier and they don't represent much of a threat to this ship. With this fit you can easily do them without a problem, so you are actually safe in those missions. Now, these tier 10, tier 9, tier 8, they can be difficult, but so far as you can see, this ship is flying through them. It's flying through all of these enemy ships without a problem. Now here I just popped out the thermal monitor. I know people were curious what phone I use. Well, there you can see the chipset, the processor and the temperature. Overall, it's not too bad, only like 80 degrees, that's its optimal working temperature. No lag, nothing of that sorts, but it will be, I think it will be fun to take a look at how the temperature varies here. Running the game on super high, I believe it should be, I don't know, I think it is. I rarely change the settings. Now back to the combat, still fighting with these cavalry ships. So far haven't been even scratched by these missiles. I've taken some hits, but that damage is not that serious. Those battleships sure do take long to shoot down, but not that much of a problem. Elite battleships can be nasty, and I am kind of afraid of them. They have large neutralizers, they have all of those nasty Evor mods that can be dangerous. And I do these missions with my Ashimu because of the web range. Doesn't necessarily mean that you need to fly an Ashimu for these missions, but in my case, because I am kind of, scared of these things, I don't want them anywhere near my ship. A ship with dual NOS or a large Nosferatu can easily take on these elite battleships without a problem. Or a long-range drone bolt like this can easily do the job just fine without much of a problem. The capacitor is stable even after running the shield booster for some time. The capacitor doesn't go below 30%. That's good, that's excellent, means I can forget about the shield booster running. So far, haven't had the need to use my the shield extender. That is still running in its passive form. And the next target will be this Blackbird. All of these ships are tier 9 ships and tier 10 ships at one point. As to when I am going to hit tier 9, well, I bought Omega combo, so I have halved the time I need to hit tier 9, at the moment kind of rushing towards it. Haven't been using dual Omega combo for at least I think 3 months. Haven't actually had the need to do that, wasn't in a hurry anywhere, but now I want to get to tier 10 as quickly as I can because of capital ships that will be released. I don't want to miss out on those beasts. Those ships are going to give us some very epic scale battles. Of course, the developers will have to improve the servers for that. They'll have to improve the maximum number of players per system. Not to mention, they also might have to, boost up the client a little bit. I don't have any problems with the game stability in large-scale battles, but other players have. So they still need to improve on that aspect before they roll out something like that. I am definitely going to keep an eye out. Okay, let's see. That battleship is now going to get destroyed. That's good. That's one Raven down. My first tier 9 battleship might be the Megatron and the Dummy, one of these two. Dummy because of the drones, Megatron because of history. I used to love that ship back years ago, and well, I want to fly it here again. Besides the Macariel that's currently stashed in the base. Well, not stashed, but it is at my home, and well, that ship might be hauled back to high sec very soon, who knows? Because might need to do that, you never know what can happen. Okay, on to the next mission. Now these are Mimitar ships, they use cannons, and well, you know, cannons can be very dangerous. Cannons, after drones, might be one of the scariest weapon in this game. I fly a Cinnabal, all of you already know that. I fly that Cinnabal with crazy DPS. That ship is very scary. I used to do PvP with it. And that ship, while it's not, you know, tanky, it doesn't take a lot of damage to actually, you know, kill it. But it has very high DPS and crazy velocity, which makes it a perfect hit and run ship. And angel ships are known for that, so turrets are respected weapons. Even, yeah, they are mounted on Minmatter junk ships. You know, trust in Rust, they say. Well, I sure do trust in Rust with Cinnabal, because Cinnabal is 50% Galante, 50% Minmatter. It is 50% Rust, so it works for it, I guess. While Amarr ships are usually, you know, very advanced, very modern, very pretty, very expensive too. I mean, they put gold into the hull of these ships. So yeah, that speaks about the quality of these things. Well, if we look at Minmatar ships, they look like they have been assembled at a very weird place. But despite that, those Minmatar ships are one of the most lethal ships in the game, and their weapon systems are also terrifying. So yeah, trust in Rust. My primary in this case will be this Bellicose Covertops 2. Speaking of Covertop ships, RB Covertops 2 is going to replace my RB Covertops 1, and that ship had a very long runtime and very rich history, one of my oldest running ships. I still have my trainers, and I still have literally my first bought ship in the game, a Kestrel. That frigate is also stashed in a station close to my high-sec base. Those ships are still alive. Don't know what I'll do with them. I think I'll just transfer them to my high-sec base and, well, just keep them there. Those ships are basically the oldest ships that I currently own, while my RB Covertops is my oldest in-service PvP ship. If you remember the Halloween event, if you remember basically when you're settled out, and yeah, that ship is still the same ship that I have now. Thankfully, haven't changed its build much. I had a second one didn't end up well, so I'll leave it at that. The second one was actually more expensive. The first one, the original one, is still up and running. Now, people mentioned that Typhoon looks like a carrier. It does look like the carrier. Minmatar carrier Hell looks pretty good. Looks like an oversized Typhoon, if you ask me. Oh man, carriers will be fun. Supermassive drone boats. Those things are going to be expensive and very powerful. I call it right now. Not quite sure when Titans are going to be out and the force auxiliary structures. Basically, the force auxiliary structures are massive logistics. Those things are going to be interesting. I'm quite curious to see how they'll implement those ships in this game. I mean, we already know capitals are arriving at August, at the game's anniversary. So I am excited for that. Okay, this might be the last ship on the field. That Typhoon was blown to bits and pieces. Well, actually, it got turned into flying debris. I'm sure there is a mimeter jokes somewhere in that sentence. Can't quite pinpoint it yet. Okay, Tornado losing its shield so far. Well, I'm quite happy with this RB. Might build one for myself and use it for fleets. Interestingly enough, I don't have my kill marks from my core tops on this ship. Very happy for that. That means each ship has its own kill mark. That way, I guess each ship can have its own unique mark. Not quite sure how the marks on this ship look like. Still haven't found my marks on Ashmo. I at least have like 30 kills on it. I have no idea where the kill marks are. I don't see anything on it. Might have to, you know, look closer on it when I have time. And the last wave, let me just quickly clear them. So far these drones, now I picked Mark 5 drones because I know a lot of alpha pairs will not have Mark 7 drones. If you do, the tier 7 drones are going to do a little bit more damage. The tier 5 drones are also going to do decent amount of damage. They're still quite powerful. And they are also cheaper, so they're more affordable to the vast majority of players. So tier 5, tier 7 drones both are going to do damage, both are going to kill ships. The difference is just the DPS, and the difference is basically very minimal, so we don't have to worry about that too much. Faction drones are going to be saved for Stratios, and of course for Gila and, well, the other big expensive drone boats. Hopefully Stratios won't be too expensive. I'm kind of broke at the moment. I don't have a lot of ISK, we'll have to sell a lot of things, and we'll have to prepare for the next patch. That means I'll have to do a lot of storyline missions. That will be fun. Okay, let's focus on that bomber now. After that bomber... Now, speaking of bombers, the new tier 9 bombers can equip large torpedoes, makes them good for bomber fleets, and you know, all of that fun stuff. Longer range, more DPS. Okay, we will have definitely a lot of fun with these. I first need to hit tier 9 before I can do any of that. Let's take out that cover tops. Okay, so far so good. Drones doing a lot of damage. Now I could have literally swapped the extender for another drone damage amplifier, but I just decided not to. This is, after all, a storyline and encounter mission fit primarily. With the drone damage amplifier I would definitely do a lot more damage, but it would take a little bit, but the ship would take a little bit more damage. So that means in the end, you win some, you lose some. It also helps at keeping the ship's cost down. Again, these tier 6 ships are very cheap, very affordable, and for their price they are actually amazing. As you can see here, I will attempt to do more fits, more stuff like this with these cheap ships. Abyssal spaces are also coming up, and in abyssal spaces you don't want to fly an expensive ship because, you know, one mistake and poof, couple billion down the drain. But if you fly something cheap like this, you don't have to worry about losing it. I pretty much don't. I'm not afraid of losing this ship because I just, I can get it back. I can buy it back literally without feeling it. That's why they're perfect for everything, basically. For fleets, for PvP, for storylines. The most important thing, as you can see here, is player skill and your own pilot skills. That's what makes a ship be good. And that can be said about basically any ship in the game. You can make any ship in the game be good. Okay, on to the next one. There goes that battleship, okay. And on to the last remaining ship on the field. This tornado, and the mission should be completed after that. We will see what will happen. Okay, well, that was fun. Hope you enjoyed. Stay safe, fly safe, and I'll see you next time.